Got to get into the Ryan Quinn from The Voice from last night. My opinion wasn't overly popular. People don't apparently like my opinion. We'll get to that coming up. Donald Trump is coming to town. He'll be here this afternoon at 4 o'clock at Griffiths. And on the line right now is the upstate coordinator of the Donald Trump campaign.
I believe you called him the Godfather.
The Godfather of Donald Trump's New York campaign is Carl Paladino. Good morning, Carl.
I don't know if I'm the Godfather.
Nope. That's what we've labeled you, the Godfather of the Donald Trump
That's
campaign.
what all the Godfathers say. I don't know about that.
Yeah. Well, I think it was just how'd it go? I got an offer you can't refuse, Donald. We're going to Griffiths. Listen, you have to be. We've been talking to you for a long time, and you know that you and I never, not always agree. But I respect your opinions, and you tell it like it is. And you told me like it was, and you said Donald Trump is going to be the Republican nominee. And I got to tell you, it's looking pretty close right now.
It's going to happen. It's just some more people have to wake up to the reality, and we'll be finished with it. New York is very important to them. Winning all of our delegates from New York is very important, and we're about doing that right now.
What do you say if they decide in this brokered convention, the delegate issue is already becoming a bit of an issue? What will happen to the Republican Party, in your opinion, if they choose to go maybe to Ted Cruz or maybe someone else?
Well, just think about that. Think about what you're saying. You're talking about the present leadership of the Republican Party and others conspiring to take away from the people their choice to be president of the United States. The people are angered. It's a festering anger that's attracting them to Donald Trump. They're fed up with their present government. If you look at the two leaders, Cruz and Trump, they comprise 80% of the rank and file of the Republican Party. And now you're talking about the establishment coming in and taking that away from those people who want to change. The present leadership doesn't own the Republican Party. Nobody gave them a deed to the party. Okay, the party is owned by the rank and file of the party, and they are entitled to make their choice under our Constitution.
Yeah.
The people will speak. These delegates are charged with being responsible to the people that are electing them through this ridiculous process that we call
it's interesting. They are
democratic.
They are on the first ballot, and some on a second ballot. But if it goes to a third ballot, they're really not required. And Trump is calling this foul play, and I forgot what he labeled it, but it was what was it again?
Rigged.
Rigged. They rigged it, right? It was rigged. And but that's the system, right, Carl? I mean, that's the way it works.
No, that's not.
You don't agree with that?
It's not the system that the American people. It should be a system reflectful, okay, of the basic mores and ethics of the country.
Yeah.
In every other type of situation, whether it be sports or business or whatever, we have rules, and those rules are designed that the successful person will be ethical and moral on their way to being successful in whatever the venture might be.
Yeah.
And in this particular case, they're talking about messing with those rules. They're talking about denying the winner, his opportunity. And if you saw that CNN poll yesterday, 64% of the Republican rank and file believe that even if he comes within 50 or 100 votes of making the 1,237, that he should receive the nomination.
But Carl, let me ask you,
the will of the people.
Can you straighten this out for me, or correct me if I'm wrong? These rules have been in place. This is how the process works. This didn't just change over the summer, over the winter.
Some rules, let's let Carl answer. I shouldn't answer. Carl should answer. Some of the rules.
Well, Rule 40B, for instance, Rule 40B is a rule that says unless you've won 8 states, you cannot be a candidate to be president of the United States. Now there's talk that
But that's a Romney rule that came into play when Romney was running. So some of these rules are added as time goes on. So it's not,
but not just now though. I mean, not like because Trump is the front runner. They've been in place.
Yeah.
They're talking about getting rid of that rule,
right?
And you say, well, wait a minute. That was part of the basis upon which we began this whole thing months and months ago. Okay, here we're running the mile. Okay, we've been around the track 3 times. And now, on the middle of the last lap, you're going to change the positioning of the people.
Right.
You can't do that.
Well, but each the Romney, they call it the Romney rule, and in each year they get to reset some of the rules. But basically, this delegate process, the way this works, has really been the case. And if you don't get to that 1237, Carl, then it opens the door, and really anything can happen. And through history, we've seen that a few times. Where most times, though, right? Most times, the guy who had the most, or woman who has the most delegates, should and would become president. But in this case, it is pretty polarized.
This isn't just your everyday election.
No, it isn't. I agree.
A political revolution is taking place here, and if they attempt to deny Donald Trump this nomination, that's going to be the end of the Republican Party.
Well, that was my question. So you're saying this would destroy, if they go down this road in Cleveland, this could destroy the Republican Party.
At best, we would be saying to the people after that they shouldn't participate in this election.
Yeah.
But at worst, I would say that Donald Trump should run on a third-party line then.
All right. Well, and you're seeing. I think I saw on the news yesterday somebody from Colorado was burning his voter registration. Because he said it didn't mean anything. He said, I'll never be a Republican again. I'm done. I'm leaving the party because it doesn't mean anything.
Well, you saw what they did. The hijinks of Colorado, where Cruz went in and virtually stole the delegates, even though the people in Colorado would have voted otherwise. It was very wrong. It was a bad process.
But at the end of the day, those were the rules. Cruz could do that based on the rules, and that's the uniqueness of these primaries. Each one has different rules. Each state does it differently.
It shows you how the incumbent leadership has dealt with rules over the years in order to protect their incumbency. That's wrong.
Do you think this could lead, this upheaval that we're looking at, could lead to a change in our election system? Do you think we could revisit the possibility of getting rid of the Electoral College?
I don't know what the steps might be. I think this is a very fluid time. Where we're going to be a year from now is very difficult to predict. As of this. What I'm seeing and hearing is a very, very aggravated constituency out here. In every venue we've been in, the people have come out in droves.
Yeah.
It's just like the silent majority is no longer silent. They're vocal, and they're saying it now. Last night was just an awesome experience. I led the event with a speech, and it was just comeback was just awesome. Very inspiring.
Will you be in Rome today?
I'll be in Rome today.
Okay.
Yes.
And I also like people are watching these Trump rallies, and they're huge. Just incredibly huge, the numbers of people that are coming out. And, they'll get a place set for 10,000 people, and they'll have to move it. And they, on the fly, will move it to like a football stadium or something. It's incredible. Kasich came to town, and they had to make the announcement that they more people than they ever expected, so they had to get a bigger venue. Now, I don't know why he tried to hold his original rally at a Dunkin' Donuts, but sure, they couldn't fit a dozen people in there. But it's interesting how these other candidates are trying to jump on, but it just doesn't have the same. They don't have the same oomph that Donald Trump is pulling out of here, whether you like him or you don't. The guys.
This is a people's election. It is a political revolution. It's populist, and without question, this is a significant time we're living in right now. we're going to be thinking about these days for many years in the future.
Who knows? We may be looking at a Carl Paladino, Governor Carl Paladino. This could be this could be just the beginning here. Just saying. Listen, Jim Zecca, the godfather of the Utica Rome Trump coalition, is on. Wanted to pipe in here. Go ahead, Jim. You're on with Carl Paladino.
Good morning, Carl. You are the man, Carl.
Morning,
thank you, Carl, for organizing upstate New York. I was on your bus trip to New Hampshire, and great trip, and it really got a start. And we're well organized here in Oneida County. You'll see a large group of folks there at the event today. And again, thank you for all your efforts and the work that you're doing to help Trump in his campaign. I agree with everything you're saying. And I'll tell you, the last time the Republican Party took away our candidates, took away or stole the convention, of course, none of us remember this, but it's history, is Teddy Roosevelt. Mm-hmm. And look what happened with that situation. I don't think the Republicans are going to want to see a situation like that, but I think it's a lot different now than it was back then, and the outcome will be a lot different.
All right, Carl, you get the final word here. Go ahead.
I told the people in Nassau County, in Rochester, and in Albany last night. I told them all to look up Teddy Roosevelt's "Man in the Arena." Okay, if you want to know about the Trump phenomena and what's happening, just read the "Man in the Arena" by Teddy Roosevelt. It's a speech that he gave that so aptly described what's happening today.
Carl Paladino, we'll see you this afternoon at 4 in Rome. We appreciate your time. Thanks.
All right, thanks, fellas. Bye-bye.
Okay, that's Paladino. Got a break. Hold tight. We'll come back. Joe Griffo on, and then we'll do a free money question. I want to get into Ryan Quinn from last night on The Voice, and Led Zeppelin is being sued over Stairway to Heaven. I have that all to squeeze in the next 11 minutes. Hold tight. Coming back at WIBX.